Well, it's day number 4 into my 35-day expedition of Puerto Vallarta. And I will be referring back and forth to my notes so I won't forget anything. And I call it an expedition because the definition of expedition is a group of people with a particular purpose, especially that of exploration and research. And even though the group is myself and my dog, it's also all of the women in 60 plus Black women expats group. And also all of those who are subscribed to Passportability, this YouTube channel. So for those who have considered moving abroad and living abroad in their senior years, retiring in their dream country, city, and neighborhood, then you're in the right place. I am tracking my journey to finding that special place abroad on YouTube and in my Facebook group. And today is day 4 of my very first international travel since being completely retired and solo travel. So, yes, because I don't count Tyson as a person, even though he thinks he is. So, you have to watch day 1, which actually covered day 1 and 2, to understand the unexpected things that happened and how I handled them. Well, day 4 is also going to cover day 3 and 4, so I'll pick up where I left off, which was still trying to retrieve my luggage, which didn't come in the next day as promised, but on the 3rd day. So we began the 3rd day with a lovely walk from the neighborhood I'm staying. It's called Buenos Aires, and it's about a 26-minute walk from the Malecon downtown Puerto Vallarta. And it takes you through several traditional Mexican neighborhoods that are absolutely beautiful. And I felt very safe, especially walking with my dog alone. So that's how the day started out. Once I made it into town, I had a traditional breakfast. I had steak and beans with some kind of cheese on top, and an order of pancakes, and wonderful Mexican coffee, and some fresh juice. And all of that was $12. So, 12 American dollars. So that was very good to have steak and beans, and all the trimmings with that, with tortillas and all of that, plus the juice and the coffee and an order of pancakes with fruit. So I'm loving the prices for things. That's how the day started out. And then we walked through the Malecon, which was a little bit too touristy for me. But that's what I'm here to. I don't expect everything to be as I envisioned it, because that sets you up for expectations, set you up for resentment. And so I'm very open to what I discover here, because this is just the beginning of my expedition into Puerto Vallarta. I haven't done any adventurous stuff or touristy stuff because I'm really trying to find a neighborhood where I'll feel comfortable. And so I'm very happy with this neighborhood. Actually, a rooster just walked past the door. There are, in fact, dogs that don't have a leash. The only dog on a leash is my dog. And I actually have started walking him without a leash, and he's made friends also. So I waited and I had breakfast, and then I'm trying to see if I had lunch before, because my bags were either going to arrive at 1:10, which would be coming from Denver, where they were, because I came from Houston, and so my flight had arrived at 1:30. Southwest only flies those 2 flights into Puerto Vallarta. So I finally called because I hadn't got a message from them, and got to the gentleman who took the lost baggage claim manually at the airport, and he informed me that he had been trying to reach me all day and that my bags were there. So then I proceeded to go to the airport, which I ran into a problem because neither the bus nor the Uber nor the taxis allow dogs. They don't care that he is a service dog. They don't allow dogs. And I was quite a distance after having walked for 26 minutes, almost 30, well, more than 30 minutes now. I've been walking through the city. I didn't feel like walking any further, and it turned out to be more than a mile away. So myself and my Google Translate, which I love, is my lifesaver, and I will be learning Spanish, but I use Google Translate, and this nice Mexican lady assured me that she would help me, and she went around the corner and convinced one of the taxis to take me to the airport. He wasn't keen on it, but I gave him a nice tip, and he did take me to the airport. Once at the airport, I'm thinking with the guy, because he said, call as soon as you get there, and I'll just beat you up front. Well, he did meet me up front, but not with my bags, because once again, we had to go through customs, and thankfully, I did have my passport with me and Tyson's information. And that was not as big an ordeal as the first time. And it wasn't really an ordeal the first time, it just was quite a long time because there were very many people coming in. And the airport was once again very busy, but I followed him and he escorted me through the back way sort of, but I still had to go through custom. They had to check my bag, and I had to take off all my jewelry, my earrings and anything metal, and also take it off of Tyson, the whole thing, to go through the metal detectors to get to my bags and show my passport again, collected my bags, and then once again had to be walked through to get out. That took all of about 30, maybe 40 minutes to do. So it wasn't a quick come in and get your bags. But here's what I discovered that was really good. I knew I probably had packed too much, even though I was warned by everybody not to pack a lot. I had only intended to check one, well, actually, my initial intent was not to check a bag and have everything in a bag at the limit size of carry-on. And for Southwest, that's 10 by 16 by 24. So the bag I purchased for the trip fit that criteria, and I thought I'd get everything in there. Well, of course, that bag got full, and I added a little backpack, and then I had another carry-on and my purse. So I checked the first bag and then was informed that my purse connected to the carry-on bag was still two, so I checked the backpack. So I had those two pieces of luggage to pick up. And once again, they went through them again while I was standing there, even though they had sat there for, a whole day now. But in any case, got my bags, collected everything, but the 2 days I was without the bags, I did fine. Of course, I did have to purchase 2 outfits, which I will be reimbursed for from the airline because my bags didn't arrive. And those 3 outfits, the one I was wearing and the 2 I purchased, the carry-on bag had all my toiletries, so that way, and my laptop. So I realized when my big bag got here that I have certainly overpacked, and I will learn from that. Okay, I don't know if I introduced myself, so I'll do that now. 9 minutes into it. My name is Deborah Valerie, and Passport Ability is all about convincing people who are approaching 60 or over 60 that it's not too old for you to realize a dream of living abroad. And I'm also the founder of 60 Plus Black Women Expat Group, which has the exact same purpose, but it's more hands-on approach because the group is full of women who have been there and done that when it comes to finding their new home abroad. And they are our VIPs. So if you are watching and you are living in a country outside the US and you're a US citizen and you're considered a VIP, so you definitely want to join 60 plus Black Women Expats group because there your advice and your experience is much needed and you're treated like a VIP because you have an audience that wants to listen. And what you know is extremely valuable to us. So that group is composed of a third of women who have already settled in their new homes and are generous enough to share the pros and cons of living abroad with the newcomers like myself who are just starting out to become an expat, which again is just an abbreviation for expatriate, which is someone who is living outside the country of their citizenship. So, and in that group, there are women from all over the world. So no matter whether you want to live in Costa Rica or Mexico or Panama, Rwanda, Zimbabwe, I mean, there's probably a woman in that group that can steer you along. And then the other third are those who have already started that passage and maybe are 1 or 2 years out from retirement and have already started narrowing down the countries they want to visit to consider when they retire. And then there are those like myself who just recently realized there's nothing keeping me from realizing that dream. Yes, I have family. I'm a grandmother of 6 and a mother of 4, and they are encouraging. My family is not 100%, but there's some that are excited about it. There's some that are fearful about it. And in that group, you will have women that will give you advice on how to make your family feel more comfortable with your travel and who to not speak to in terms of your plans to travel because they would rain on your parade and come up with all sorts of fears. So Black Women Expats Group is where you'll find women that will support and encourage you and advise you on moving and living abroad. And of course, because we are doing it as retirees, we are more concerned with cost of living, health care, safety, of course, and it was 4. Oh, of course, community, because you do, if it's your first time or you want to be in a place where there are people that look like you and speak your language. And there are expats communities all over the world, and Facebook groups are the best way to connect with people, to even find people who are from your own state and perhaps your own city. And that's what has occurred in 60 plus Black Women Expats Group. And yes, it's only for Black women. It's not firm on the age, but our concerns are more focused on retirees. So we're not talking about whether or not we can work abroad. This is for the retirees or those approaching retirement. Okay, so back to day 4. So I collect my luggage, and once again, I'm in the line with to get a taxi, and from the airport is, they can see it's a service dog. So it was easier leaving the airport with the service dog. And once again, you're bombarded with all the timeshare salesmen. But by now, it's my second time through there. So avoiding them is pretty easy. And let's see, I wanted to touch on. Be sure and ask questions either in the comments. Please like and share, subscribe, share, and comment. I've added share. this video if you found it any way helpful. And for women who qualify, being Black women approaching retirement who want to join the group, I'll put the link below. And I wanted to, let's see, day 4, let's probably begin. I have a plan and a purpose while I'm here. I am actually going to put the healthcare to the test. There are several things that I plan to do that I won't cover here, so you won't be disappointed if I don't get to do them. But I have made contact with the Blacks in Puerto Vallarta group and plan to meet up with them and look forward to that, so they can point out places that I might want to see and just give me advice while I'm here, which is really what's important about finding community, is to join those groups. So even outside of my own group, I joined Blacks in Puerto Vallarta as well as Blacks in Mexico, because I want people to know I'm here and get advice on where I should be going from here. I'm planning to travel to Mazatlan, which is I think it's a 6-hour, very comfortable, I'm told, bus ride, because there is a woman from the group who is just settled there. So this video isn't very long today, but I am comfortable. I am learning to deal with the unexpected, and one thing about traveling, you really have to have the mindset of whatever happens for a reason, and it's out of your control, but what you do control is your reaction to that. And I came with the mindset that whatever happens, I was going to look for whatever is good, what is acceptable, what is a good report in any situation. I was going to focus on that and allow the peace of God to guard my heart and mind. And that's exactly what I've done. So regardless of what has occurred, I have kept my peace. And I've had thunderstorms every single night. And I love thunderstorms because I grew up in Beaumont. And last night it was really light, just kind of a sprinkle. I wouldn't say a real thunderstorm, and it started a little early because it normally starts around, I said, 11 o'clock, and it started fairly early because I went out to dinner and had a very nice dinner, and then returned early because I've really been tired. So today, the 4th day, will actually be the day that I venture out to the beaches and to meet some of the people in the Black in Puerto Vallarta Facebook group. So I just wanted to pop on and let you know everything is going as God planned rather than as I planned, but it's okay. So until next time, spread the word if you're interested, and be sure and make comments about what you want to know here in, that you want me to find out while I'm here in Puerto Vallarta. So, and I hopefully will be able to give you more information. So until next time, like, subscribe. Those who fit the criteria, join the Facebook group, because that's where you ask all your questions and you get a whole lot more information and photographs and stuff from women all over the world. And no, it's not too late for you to realize those dreams. And yes, stay safe, stay hopeful, and just start moving in the direction that you want to go to. Goodbye.